Damien, Packers on top. So who should they fear the most in the NFC?
Ooh. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
I think the Dallas Cowboys are the team that the Green Bay Packers should fear the most. And when you watch the Dallas Cowboys, there's a couple things that really carry over into the postseason. Playing in the trenches, good defense, and quarterback play. And when you watch the Dallas Cowboys play, particularly on the defensive side of the football, they have guys that they play well on all three levels on the defense. And they got three guys in Micah Parsons, Randy Gregory, and DeMarcus Lawrence who can absolutely get after the quarterback. It's pick your poison. Who do you want to double? Who do you want to focus on? Those guys are game wreckers. Those guys create turnovers. Dak Prescott and company, what we saw from them in the Washington football team, and I know the Washington football team was a little depleted, but I think sometimes what happens is you get a spark, you get momentum going your way when you have a game like that. And what we saw from Dak Prescott was a guy who was supremely confident, supremely comfortable in all aspects of the game last week against the Washington football team. Mm-hmm. We saw Zeke Elliott look probably better than we've seen him look in quite some time. They're going to get Tyron Smith back up front, which is only going to fortify their offensive line. So when you combine all of those aspects, the weapons that they have on offense on the perimeter, when you combine all of those aspects, that's a real challenge for any team that's going to have to face the Dallas Cowboys.
D-Wood, that sounds good, and you make some solid points. But let me counter your points with another team that I think is probably even more potent, more of a threat, more able to beat Green Bay. And I think that's a team that did it last year in the NFC Championship game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You talked about things that carry into the playoffs, things that travel. You talked about playing in the trenches, right? I think that Tampa Bay can do that. You got guys like Vita Vea, guys like JPP, guys like Adama Suh, guys like Shaq Barrett. I think that travels, right? You talked about good run defense. Todd Bowles, we all know what the Tampa Bay defense is. I think that travels as well. And then also you talked about quarterback play. And if anybody knows how to play the position of quarterback, it's Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And so my team has got to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think the reasons are very clear. Now, obviously, there are some injuries. We get it. Chris Godwin is out for the season. We understand that. Leonard Fournette is going to come back. All that is good and dandy. My issue with your point on the Cowboys is that the Cowboys have been inconsistent all season long. They've been up and they've been down. The early part of the season, we saw them dominating, running the ball, looking great. Then all of a sudden, middle part of the season, they lost their identity, didn't know who they were, started losing games they probably shouldn't have lost. And then all of a sudden, they come back and get a big win last week. We think they're all back and all healthy. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott have both been injured at times, and they did look great in the last week's game. But the 3 weeks before that, you saw Zeke limping. I know you got eyes, too. We saw Dak not moving the way he used to move since the calf injury. I know you have eyes, too. And so for you to say that the Dallas Cowboys are the biggest threat, I think it's incorrect because you're saying it based off of potential and not based off of reality. Potential says, man, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, you're getting him the ball. Your potential says you have Ezekiel Elliott, you have a great offensive line, you got Micah Parsons. All that is great, and I agree with that, but it's also potential. Reality says we have a 7-time Super Bowl champion in Tom Brady who has done this before. He's been there, he's done that, right? He got the T-shirt. That's what Tom Brady has done. And so for you to overlook Tampa Bay, for me, it doesn't make any sense, unless you're saying it's because of some of the injuries to Godwin and but even then, you still got Antonio Brown back. You still got Leonard Fournette's going to come back. Levante David is injured, is going to come back. And so I don't see it. I don't see it, D-Wood.
Damien's face says he's not convinced.
Convince me. Then convince me, D-Wood. Convince me what makes you believe that the Cowboys are the biggest threat to the Green Bay Packers. Convince me what makes you believe that the Cowboys are going to go to the playoffs and win games in the playoffs and not lose in the first round or second round. Convince me what you see that makes you so confident, right? I see the potential. I see the ups, but I also see the downs. Make it make sense, D-Wood.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll make it make sense to you. You ready? Okay, number one, you talk about Shaq Barrett. You know Shaq Barrett is injured, right?
Yes,
I
do.
He's out for the rest of the regular season. They hope to get him back. No guarantee that he's going to come back. That's a premier pass rusher that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won't have at their disposal, okay? Chris Godwin is a premier player for that Tampa Bay offense. A guy not only that works the middle of the field, a guy that's also a big part of that running game. The physicality that he brings, to that offense from the wide receiver position cannot be overstated. Okay, and so you talk about inconsistency and all those type of things. Didn't Tampa get skunked? Get skunked by the New Orleans Saints? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Didn't they get skunked by the New Orleans Saints?
Green Bay did too.
Yeah.
Green Bay did too. Green Bay, the same Green Bay team that you're so confident.
Have we? Wait a minute. Hold on. You had your chance to speak. Let me go ahead and speak my truth right now. Okay. You talk about inconsistency. Listen, I love Tom Brady more than just as much as anybody else out there. But I mean, to get skunked by the New Orleans Saints, that's not consistency right there. And so for me, when I talk about the Dallas Cowboys, yes, have they had some inconsistencies on offense? Yes, they have. A lot of that had to do with injuries, particularly up front along the offensive line, because we know a big part of their identity is their rushing attack. That's what had them at that 6-game winning streak at the beginning of the season. Those guys are getting back healthy. Zeke looked healthier last week against the Washington football team than probably at any point, in the season. Okay, Dak Prescott looked comfortable. Guy looking probably look a lot healthier, rolling out, making plays outside the pocket. And then I go back to this. The Dallas Cowboys defense is for real. When you have 3 premier rushers that can get after the opposing quarterback, how many teams have that many pass rushers that can get after teams? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have that. They don't have those 3 guys that can get after people. And when come to postseason, when you're playing against the, Matt Stafford or the Aaron Rodgers or whoever the quarterback is, when you got horses, and I'm going to quote Michael Parsons here, when you have lions and lioness that can go out there and go hunting, that is a tremendous.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.